At the time, I was seeing this guy. Almost a year into our relationship, he began to be unfaithful. The girl my boyfriend was cheating on me with, she became a living nightmare. She would always come to my house when she knew me and him was together. He was just playing the middleman. He was telling her one thing, telling me one thing, and I just got fed up with it after a while. Me and him had kind of drifted apart. It was Halloween 2020. I had a party to go to at the end of the day. I had a nice, pretty costume. I picked up my best friend and we headed out to the party. I came home and I decided just to chill out on the couch and watch some television. And then I got a phone call from the girl. I answered, and it was her in the bed with him. She had went through his phone that night and seen that me and him were together the day prior. She was very upset. I said, you can have him. He's clearly there with you. Good luck. So I hung up the phone and she called me back. She said, I'll come shoot up your windows. I just wrote it off as fight talk. I started to get ready to go to bed. My boyfriend at the time, he had this old van, has this like loud motor. I hear the motor of his van, so I look out the windows and it was his van, and I see someone in all black come out the car. I just immediately ran outside, and as I'm walking up, I'm realizing it's the girl. I asked her, what was she doing here? She pulls out the gun, and I just froze. I just knew she was going to kill me at that moment. She immediately just started shooting. The first 3 shots, she hit my stomach. It just felt like the wind got knocked out of my body. Felt like I was in a room of fire. I was face down on the ground, and she's still continuing to shoot me in my back and in my legs. And I'm just screaming for help. My neighbor on the top floor, I hear her scream out her window, stop, leave her alone. I called the police. She's just saying, die, die. And that moment, I just said, okay, Nicole, you gotta stop screaming. You have to play dead, because she's not gonna leave until she thinks you're dead. Eventually, she ran off to the car. My neighbor, she was down like in 2 seconds, and she started to hold my hand, and I'm drenched in blood. I remember hearing the sirens coming. The ambulance, they rushed me off to the hospital. When I'm in the hospital, I can feel just 1,000 people surrounding me, and they're counting. I'm not understanding what they're counting. I was put into a medically induced coma. I woke up 4 days later, and I realized that they were counting my gunshot wounds. When I woke up, they told me that I had been shot 17 times. I got shot multiple times in my legs. I couldn't even feel them when I woke up. The first time seeing my mom after getting shot was on a tablet. I couldn't see her. It was COVID. I just remember her telling me, you fight, you be strong, you're gonna live through this. They told me that I probably wouldn't be walking, but I was walking in rehab within 3 weeks.
Very good.
I do walk with a walker. I'm kind of slower than I used to be. I went through a deep depression after being shot, having suicidal thoughts every day. I lived through 17 bullets and I still didn't want to be here because the pain was just so unbearable. I didn't recognize myself anymore. Relying on people for transportation and to do things for me was just miserable. I do still have my days, but I'm dealing with it better. I was able to give the police her name while I was in the hospital, so they had her in custody within the next hour or so. She's been in county jail awaiting her trial. She actually stole my boyfriend's van while he was asleep that night. He was very apologetic and he felt bad, but once he was assured that I was alive and well, he kind of went back to his old ways. I don't hate her. I went through a long process of why me? Why did this have to happen?
17 bullets. OMG. Let's talk about it. It's that guy, Big Soji, Not Useless Podcast, back with another banger. Like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the bell for notification. And did you see that? Oh my gosh, the side chick came back and gave her 17 bullets. This is, look, ladies. If you're dealing with a Pookie and a Ray Ray, this is the type of stuff that come along with it. I've seen women literally be with these type of guys and end up in prison for 7-8 years, and the guy just moves on. You gotta pick better. But that doesn't take away the fact that the girl shouldn't have shot her 17 times, okay? But let's break into the story now. Let's look a little deeper into it now, because there were some things that I heard in the story that doesn't really add up. Okay? Now, when she did say she was dealing with this dude and he was cheating on her, he became unfaithful, it doesn't sound like she stopped sleeping with him. It sounded like she just didn't take him serious no more. It still sounded like she was still sleeping with him, because the girl, she was in the bed with him, and then she called the girl who got shot, and she's sitting there saying, you can have him, whatnot. I guarantee you on that phone call, it wasn't just, nice words being said. They was both heated. They was both talking. She was probably throwing threats at the girl as well. Just like how she said she'll come back and shoot her windows out. She was probably throwing threats at the girl as well, okay? Another thing is, when she said that she was screaming on the ground when she was getting shot, her neighbor was on the top floor, meaning she's close. I mean, if that's her neighbor, she's close to her. So she's on the top floor or close to the top floor. If you hear his van pull up and you just had words with this girl who threatened you, she'll shoot your windows out, and she says that she looked down and seen somebody hop out in all black, and she immediately went outside, that's where she was wrong. You just got threatened, you see somebody hop out in all black, and then you go and put yourself in danger to try to address what? I guarantee you, they was getting spicy on the phone, and then when the girl said she'll pull up or whatnot, shoot your windows out, when she seen that and somebody hop out, I guarantee you she was going out there to try to fight that girl. I guarantee you that's the reason why she went outside. She went out there to fight that girl, and she came out with a pistol, and she lost. She almost lost her life. She got hit 17 times. But then after the 17 shots in the rehab, she says that the guy who was cheating on her was apologetic, but then after he was reassured, he went back to his old ways. So she didn't put two and two together, like, well, dealing with this guy is what got me in this situation, because apparently he has this crazy person attached to him. When she said they drifted apart, she should have never dealt with him again. If you have somebody popping up at your house, this goes both ways, man and women. If you dealing with this person and you have their ex or whoever popping up at your house, that is red flags. This person has a lot of drama with them. I'm not going to sit here and weather the storm with you, because you brought a lot of drama into my life. It's time for you to get cut out of my life. Then you don't have to worry about that. You could just move on. Evidently, they got a crazy person attached to them that's following them around. How does she even know where you lived at? All these type of questions, man. There was a lot of different things that if she would have done differently, she wouldn't have put herself in that situation, because she put herself in that situation. It's unfortunate she shouldn't have got shot, she shouldn't have got shot. But at the same time, you got to be mindful, and you got to think about your actions, and think about the people you have in your life and the people that they have in their life, because you could end up face down getting 17 bullets in your body, and that ain't good for nobody. And that's all I got to say about that. It's that guy, Big Soji, Not Useless Podcast. Like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the bell for notification, and we out.